Slow.
Juwan X TheDon.
Except for my STEEZ. You know what's going on. Yes, Lord.
Shit bring you round 20.
God damn.
That shit crazy as fuck to say. But yeah, damn near the end of the season. Any takeaways you got, bro?
Alright, so my main takeaway, man, this week, what I noticed is folks retiring, bro. There was 3 people in particular that retired, man. Chris Main announced his retirement. Lin Jong, feel for my boy, man. He announced his retirement. He's a fan favorite, but didn't get the chance to win this. This is a good chance to win the premiership with the Dogs, man. And fortunately, it's not gonna happen. And my boy Daniel Venables, I don't know how to pronounce his name, bro, but he's retiring because of brain trauma injury. And he's such a young player, and it does hit home for us particularly because we are actually footy players now. So anything's possible. We're gonna. I'll speak for myself. I'll definitely treat every game like it's my last after hearing that. Footy's a contact sport, but you don't really see it happen like that, like crazy injuries. So yeah, man, that's my takeaway.
For me, is how much coronavirus is still affecting the game. This week we had plenty of games, 3 games pushed back a whole day pretty much, and moved to different locations because Queensland was locked down. So hopefully we get a clean rest of the season. All games get to be played. That's all I can really hope for. Other than that, I actually got 2 takeaways because man, the 8, bro. Some team this week had a lot of blowouts that I wasn't expecting. It had a lot of teams. You know, we only got to get into it because it's the same as every week. The finals is unpredictable. The 8 is still up for grabs. And some teams won it, some teams don't. And it's showing week after week. But we can get into it when we get into the game. So, shit, first game of the week, we had Saints versus Carlton.
Carlton.
Go ahead. So, I'll go ahead and let you get your little spiel afterwards, bro. So this is the most dominant performance I've seen by Carlton, bro. This is a finals-worthy team. This game actually, this is one of the reasons they have a good chance of, a chance at least of making the finals still. The Saints, all year, it's like you never know what you gonna get from them. It can be a great team, great pressure, great defense, great on-ball pressure. And sometimes they just kind of lacking, and in this game they was kind of lacking, and they let Carlton get that upper hand. So, you know what I'm saying? This was just Carlton's game, and they got that.
And like you said, you know I gotta be proud of my Carlton boys. You know how that goes, man. You see the jersey up there, right there. You see the drip, man. It's Carlton. This is definitely, like you said, one of the more dominant performances that I've seen us have, and it came in a timely fashion, whatever you want to call it, against a team that you really didn't know what they were going to bring. It was really 2 question marks for both teams. And to start the game, Carlton kind of looked like they definitely wanted it. Like it came out different. Charlie Curnow was his first game back after 2 years of playing ball. And this game, I was just proud to see the midfield stay strong. The young midfield, Matt Kennedy still holding weight. Paddy Dow still holding weight. Walsh is stepping up his game. You want to be part of the Brownlow discussion, kicking goals early in the game and still doing that throughout the game. Harry did his thing, was dominant. It just looked like we were all clicking. Wiedering playing great. Carlton just looked so good, man. And St. Kilda did, as far as maybe the first quarter, they put a decent effort. Max King did definitely put a strong effort in the first quarter, but after that, he kind of disappeared. Shout out to my guy Josh Honey. He actually got a chance to play, and he had 2 goals, assists too. And it was just great, man, just to see the young players get the confidence and everybody clicking on all cylinders. It was just great, man. But what wasn't great was the ruck situation. You know we're thin on the ruck. Tom DeConey got hurt in the quarter time and didn't see action the rest of the game. So shout out to Jack Savani for hanging in there tough. He was getting bodied, though. Really, both of them are getting bodied. But yeah, man, it was a good win for us. Giving me a little more hope. Both of us were aside fighting for the 8, and we definitely did that. But I want to say one last thing, though. I don't know if you've seen this stat, though. I'm going to ask you the question then. All right, Liam Jones, right? He had 101 one-on-one marking contests, right? Have you heard about this stat?
I've seen a little bit, but I ain't really looking into it like that.
Okay, so 101 marking contests, how many do you think he lost?
Out of 101?
Yeah.
I think he's good one-on-one, bro. I would say how many he lost?
Yeah.
He probably lost about 40 of them.
He lost 1, bro.
So, don't really make sense. Go ahead, bro.
He lost to the Nick Larkin against North 2 weeks ago. That nigga fine.
I wasn't expecting that.
Why you don't get no respect, bro? Just because the bonehead kicks. But anyway, man, respect to Liam Jones, man.
All right, next game we got the Dogs versus Adelaide. This game was an ass whoop, bro. This game was pretty much over in the first. It really didn't even get started. Adelaide had a little bit of hope in the first, and then they quickly lost it when they saw that they couldn't keep up with the midfield pressure that the Dogs is bringing. The Dogs, they're getting in finals form. They're getting ready to go against some tough competitors. And Adelaide, they just won't cut in it. This became a practice game to them somewhere in the second half. Bruce had a nice specky. Josh Bruce had a nice specky. But yeah, for the most part, this was an ass whoop. This game really didn't have any effect on finals positioning. So it was just a game to watch, honestly.
Yeah. Adelaide really they didn't bring the effort that they should have. I mean, I don't really know what, I guess the only motivation they would have is to not fight for the wooden spoon. But even their most consistent players like Darcy Fogarty, when he's has a set shot or a shot on goal, he's usually knocked down. But even he was struggling, so you kind of knew. I feel like maybe for the confidence of the rest of the team, you knew that it just wasn't going to go well. Tex wasn't even getting involved early. He had 2 late goals, I think, just garbage time when the game was definitely said and done. Yeah, the Dogs, like you said, they were really hitting on everything. Like the defense was good, the midfield, all the midfield players were playing well. Like they pushed back. Bonk really didn't even have to do much, but he decided to show up whenever he wanted to. But he didn't even have to. McCray was definitely killing the clearances. All the forwards got involved pretty much. Ugo Hagen, he's playing even great. Like even more as every game goes on, he's just looking more and more comfortable, bro. And it makes you wonder why he was sitting out for so long. But just because how effective he is already, just in a short amount of time that he's played. Like you said, Josh Bruce had that specky, and he had a couple marks outside of that. Naughton got involved late. It was. And look at the stats, though. They had 15 behinds and 15 goals, so they could have had even better. So Adelaide really got a slap on the wrist with this game. It could have been way worse than what it was.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next game we got North versus Geelong. In this game, I'm gonna just talk to North real quick, bro. North, y'all are looking good, bro. From what I've seen, y'all have had most improved team, North for sure, without a doubt. Y'all have been a team that I was like, y'all for sure gonna get your ass whooped by every single team to putting up good games against a top team. Geelong's on a 5-game win streak right now. This is a hot team. They've been playing good. Even this game, I feel like they played decent, but North played great defense. They had great ball pressure. What was it? 6 goals, 6 behinds. They just didn't have the opportunities that Geelong did. But North, next few years in the future, they're going to be a team that's going to be tough in this competition. So I'll even go ahead and say that they're going to make the finals next year, the way they've been playing the end of this year. Yeah,
if they continue that form, it'll be tough to deny that for real, to be honest. And some people might give you hell for that in the comments, but it's reasonable. But yeah, like you said, bro, Geelong, well, North. Let me talk to North. North has been playing good defense. They played good defense, particularly this game. Geelong never really looked comfortable as far as getting to where they want to. But 6-6, that pretty much tells you that Geelong dominated possession. You know that's who they are. They can play quick when they want to, but North really didn't even give them the opportunity to do that. As you see, they had 62 points. But like even really in the beginning of the game, it was just a back and forth game. There was no clear cut. Who's gonna dominate the game? Who's gonna take the reins behind? Who's gonna take the game behind the ears? The lead kept flipping back and forth, but Geelong ended up. I think their midfield just really stood in there and got a little stronger. Cam Guthrie, I think, was one player in particular who really played well and helped get Geelong get the momentum going on their side. Geelong. Once Geelong gets up, it's really hard to get up on them because they're just going to take the wind out of you. It was interesting, though, because it was the battle of the possession team, which is Geelong, and North, who likes to always go through the middle, and the quick, fast team. Like you seen Davies Uniacke with that play, like where he's right off the center bounce, or it was a stoppage near the center bounce at least. And he had, like, smothered the pass, smothered it, and then ran down and kicked the goal on himself. So that's a lot of improvement on him. I was talking shit about him earlier in the season, but it looked like they're all improving, man. So, shout out to North. Couldn't get it done this week. Maybe next week, man.
Sure. All right, next game we got Collingwood versus West Coast.
All right. This was Shanahan's 300th game. So, shout out to Shanahan, the first Eagle to ever reach 300 games. I wish West Coast would have actually appreciated him, though, because they didn't with the effort that they came out with this week. West Coast has been playing like they're not, like they've been comfortable, like they're sitting at the top four, but they're really not. You know, they've been comfortable to a point where they can drop some games and still be in the 8, but now it's really getting crucial when you're dropping points and then you're dropping percentage too. It's not a good look. I think in recent weeks a problem has been Darling and Allen. They just haven't been there offensively compared to Kennedy, who's been the more consistent forward, the only consistent forward, in my opinion. But I think you can't really take that away from Oscar Allen because they have thrown him to the back and they're kind of experimenting with him. But Jack Darling, you have to be one of them players that are more consistent and giving Kennedy some help. From a stat that I seen, it said y'all gave up 13 or 14 goals from the corridor, bro. So they kept hitting you in the same spot, and y'all just couldn't adjust, bro. And as a veteran team, it is disappointing. I know you're not necessarily the defensive team, but as a veteran team and a team that has won a premiership, you kind of got to – there's certain tests in the middle of games that you have to be able to adjust on, especially against teams that aren't in the 8. And also this game, y'all gave up 167 marks, which is the second most by a team in the last 5 years, bro. So Collingwood was dominating the game, to be honest. The ball movement, they were moving the ball when they wanted to. David T. Jr. was doing well, so it was just crazy, bro.
All right. West Coast Eagles all day, every day. You know that. You see that. But goddamn, bro, this game was the most disgraceful shit I've ever seen, bro. Like, and this is to the Magpies, bro. I don't even understand how shit went. It's like the first quarter, we was filling each other out for a long time, bro. I don't think a goal was scored until like late in the first. And once they figured out how to score, they kept on hitting us, bro, back to back, bro. By the time we scored our first goal, they already had like 49 points. By the end of the half, it was 50-something to 11. Like, yeah, we came back a little bit in the fourth, but Collingwood, they had our number the whole game, bro. And we were really looking goofy out there. The ball movement was fucking horrendous, bro. Like, it just looked clumsy. Nobody knew where each other was. And Collingwood isn't even a fast team, bro. They're not even, I don't see them as a pressure team, but they were just making us look so sloppy and clumsy out there. Nobody really came through for us. It was just a bad performance all around. Like, and this was an important game for us, bro. We've been sitting, like you said, we kind of got comfortable out of our spot. We've been around the 7-8 spot for the past 6-7 weeks, bro. And it's starting to catch up to us, man. We got some tough. Our next 3 games, the last 3 games is Melbourne, Melbourne, Freo, and
Brisbane.
Brisbane, yeah. And 2 of them games is gonna be some tough fucking games, bro. And this is really gonna determine if we make it into the 8 or not. And right now, bro, we don't even deserve this shit, man. We really fucking up our own chances to do anything right now. I really think our season's over. If we make the finals, I'll be happy, but I really don't see it coming the way we've been playing these last few weeks. But, yeah, bro, that's all I gotta say. I'm just disappointed in this shit.
I will add, Collingwood has looked different under the new coach. And that is a team that I would not want to see towards the end of the season. I feel like they can be a lot of finals busters. I wouldn't write them off. They're playing with a lot more confidence and a lot more motivated. And look, Robert Harvey might be getting a job somewhere else based off how Collingwood was playing under his belt, man. So look out for him getting another job somewhere else. It's not a permanent job.
All right, well, next game we got Gold Coast Suns versus Melbourne.
Oh my God.
This was another ass whoop, bro. This was really the ass whoop of the week.
Ass whoop of the week.
It had a similar start to the Dogs Adelaide game, where they kind of tried in the first quarter. The Suns kind of tried in the first. Then Melbourne just got away, and they kept on getting away.
Yep.
They had to lead by over 100 points at one point in this game. Luckily, Gold Coast brought it down to save a little bit of embarrassment, but it was still a 98-point win for Melbourne. So, the score really says it all this game.
Yeah, with Melbourne, they looked more offensively efficient. The goal scoring, the efficiency doesn't really tell the story, but they looked better offensively. Granted, they're going against a bottom team and a team that is injured, but Gold Coast, if anything, will pride themselves on defensive, more so than offense. But Gold Coast is just definitely strange. They dropped Isaac Rankin to make a statement, and this is what they come out with. So I think this coach's job is on the line. Stewart Dew? Yeah, he on the line, bro. He looking like the new David T right now. David T, he probably smiling right here somewhere, bro. He happy as shit. Well, this boy Stewart Dew, look at that.
Someone gonna be on the line too.
Oh God, no cap. But yeah, this game was over in the second quarter, bro. Just some highlight. That nigga Max Gone had that banana off the boundary. That joint was pretty nice. I didn't think he was gonna have that. I think that actually the main thing from this game in particular was when Jack Viney was choking, bro, on the ground. That was definitely something strange, bro. I look at him different now. He's definitely a dirty player in my eyes. That's not all right, man, because I would have had to whoop your ass. Like, there's no way. I would have threw hands with you. There's no way. There's no way, bro. Bro, it's like 6-7 seconds. You see him talking shit. You see him talking shit, bro. And I think he was trying to get more behind it because his cleat, he kept trying to get like traction into the ground to push him down, bro. This shit was just crazy, bro. Like, that's uncalled for, bro. I would have had to whoop your ass. Hell no.
All right, next game. Next game we got the Hawks versus Brisbane. Shit, the surprise win of the week, bro. I don't think if you had the Hawks, were tipping the Hawks this week, you must have been a Hawks fan. I wasn't expecting this, especially all the drama going on in their back office with their coach and all that shit going on. But they got this win. They got this win for Clarko. They stand up. The players are standing up for Clarko. They want to keep Clarko, but Clarko already out the door. Sorry to tell you that. Which is crazy, man. It's crazy because now with footy, bro, even in the conversation we just had, bro, play a team do bad. We talking about coaches getting sent away, getting fired and shit. No other sport I would think like this, but this shit, I think, man, you a bad coach, you out of there. And the crazy thing is, Clarko was a great coach, brought them boys four premierships, but he just ain't get along with the back office, the CEO or whoever, the president, whoever is controlling the Hawks. Clarko ain't get along with them, and they get rid of that boy. But the players gave him a good send off. against a top team. Brisbane, they was out there, they played decent, but Hawks came out strong. They came out to win, and they kept that energy the whole time. And that's something I usually don't see from the Hawks, a full game, and they did that this game. Wingard definitely showed what he was about. This was really the best game from the Hawks I've seen this season. And shit, that's really all I know.
I agree with you. This probably was the best Hawks game that I've seen. Brisbane definitely was looking disappointing, and the score doesn't tell the story. Brisbane had a lot of garbage time goals. Brisbane was really getting their ass whooped by over 50 at one point in this game. Brisbane was looking hella average, bro, even below average. But the Hawks looked great. They had constant pressure on them, forced a bunch of turnovers. Brisbane a lot of times couldn't even get it out of their D50 without turning the ball over. So Hawks definitely came with a different type of game today. Well, on game day, which is definitely crazy. They forced Brisbane to give up 54 points off turnovers, while the Hawks only gave up a little bit, bro. So they had 60 inside 50s. It just Brisbane wasn't going to give themselves a chance, and then garbage time they made it look decent, but there was no way. Another stat that I got: Brisbane in the last 3 weeks, they used the corridor more and less of the boundary from the D50, right? This problem that we've been talking about. They've been, ever since they started doing that, the last 3 weeks have been the team that gave up the most points. So keep an eye on that, bro. If they don't start going through the middle rather than the boundary, it's got to be a goddamn turnover. Them boys.
Next game, we got Essendon versus Sydney. And this was probably the best game of the round. Definitely the best game of the round. This was a back and forth, high intensity game from both sides. Essendon came out heavy, came out hard, wanted to win. It took Sydney a little bit longer to get into it, but when they did, they kept it rolling, they kept it going. Tom Papley looking like one of the best players in the comp, in my opinion. One-on-one situations, I think he's going to win every time. Buddy's definitely on his road to 1,000. I think he's at 986 now. So it's definitely possible for him to get it this season, especially if they make the finals, which is looking like they're going to do. This is a very important game for finals positioner. This knocked Essendon out of the 8 and kind of secured Sydney's spot. So this was a good game, not only just for the entertainment purposes, but for finals positioning. So yeah, for sure, good game.
Like you said, I do agree. Essendon came out. Really in the first half they were better at the contest compared to Sydney. Essendon really did look decent the whole game. Really, it was like, a matter of fact, let me back you up. I do think this was one of the best game of the week. I do think it's one of the better games of the year, to be honest. And particularly the third quarter, I think, was the most entertaining quarter I've seen in footy. It was just back and forth, particularly between Papley and Stringer. They were just going back and forth, like just from center bounce. The match, I don't know what the word is, bro. They're game changers, both of them, bro. And I think this might have been Stringer's best game that I've seen. Papley, I might be able to vouch for say this is one of Papley's best games. Maybe not his best, but I just enjoyed seeing them go back and forth. But Sydney really turned it around when they decided to get into the contest, when they started going for contested possessions. I think that's a key stat. Whenever they lose, they get dominated there. Whenever they win, they do decide to turn up in that area of the game. So it's good to see that they did turn around, and they're fighting through adversity, which is a test that you have to be able to pass in the middle of a tough game against a desperate team that's fighting for finals position. So it was good to see. Another thing that was interesting with this game is, and it kind of looks goofy on the behalf of the coach for Essendon, they ran out of interchanges, and a lot of their good players were stuck on the bench. They had Tippett Woody stuck on the bench. They had Dylan Shields stuck on the bench. Archie Perkins, who's been in decent form in the last couple of weeks, he was stuck on the bench. So I don't know, man. That's a move that could have affected the whole game.
For sure.
It may have affected the game. So Sydney got this one. Another tight game for Sydney, and they win another one. Also, Will Hayward turned up too this week.
All right. Next game we had Freo versus Richmond. And this game was surprisingly close. It was low scoring, but it was a very entertaining fourth quarter. I'll say that. Richmond has been looking unrecognizable, bro. From the beginning of the season, from everything I've heard about them from seasons before, this is not a team that I see that has won any type of finals, premierships, or anything like that. These aren't the reigning champs, bro. Like, it's just not there for Richmond anymore. Freo played their regular game. This is a regular Freo game. What is it? The goals 7 goals, 13 behinds. Yeah, this is regular Freo shit. But nobody was accurate this game. Like, Richmond, you have just dropped so far in my eyes this past season. Like I was saying, North had the biggest come up this season. Richmond had the biggest fall off, bro. This shit's been ridiculous. Good win for Freo, I guess. I hate to say that, but y'all had at least y'all did right by Taberner for his 100th game. Because, shit, we didn't do shit for Hearn on his 300th, so yeah, shout out to them boys for that. But this is also an important game for ladder positioning. Both these teams were tied in points. I think they both had 32. And Richmond, yeah, you might have fucked off your finals chances. So no finals, no Richmond in the finals this year. It's looking like.
Yeah, I'm glad Freo won this game because this is what we kind of need as far as Carlton supporters. We needed this to happen, and it happened. Really, everything that needed to happen happened this week for Carlton. So shout out to Freo for winning this game. In the beginning of this game, really first half, it was a slow scoring game. Both teams were kind of trying to feel themselves. And like you said, it was a classic finish. It was a nice finish to the end of the game. I think at times Richmond did have nice spells where they were putting high pressure on Freo. But Freo really had the speed to dispel that. Freo really looked nice moving the ball at times. Their handballs, they just handballed their way out of Richmond's pressure, and it was kind of surprising. It might have taken a while, but even all they did was really kind of give the wraparound a lot of the times, and Richmond kind of was just gassed out, and Freo really drove the ball down the field pretty much. I want to highlight Ryan Mansell. He had his first career goal. That's some crazy ass, like 65-meter goal from outside the arc. Obviously, it took a funny bounce and it rolled in. That was crazy to be your first goal. Andy Brayshaw had a career game. Career highs across the board, pretty much across the stats. So shout out to him. He looked like somebody else, man. He looked like he might be going into a different level. So we'll see if he puts the team on his back in the finals. Hopefully not, but you know. The rising star came from this week, Hayden Young. He played pretty decent. Surprise player that I never really heard of like that. So put a little kink in the rising stars. Mark of the year contender came from this week too. Came from this game. Lucky Schultz came in from a pack, caught that shit all crazy. So that shit was pretty nice. And another thing, you seen when Brad tried to Buddy came in with a tackle and drove himself down but knocked himself out?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy as fuck, bro.
Yeah, you got to pull it out, got on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all my little tidbits from that shit.
So the final game of this round, we had GWS versus Port. And honestly, I'm still not convinced with Port being the top contender team, bro. Even though they win the games, I'm just not convinced. Half of GWS's players are hurt, are gone, or some. If you look at GWS injury list or not playing list, it's bad right now. So I'm still not convinced, bro. Because this was still damn near a close game. At one point, Port did kind of pull away with a good lead, but GWS closed that down. Jesse Hogan got in his bag, and he was doing his thing this game. And Port, y'all got the team on paper. I feel like I say this every week, but It's just not convincing, bro.
Port versus GWS, man. Mummy played this game. They lost, man. I don't know if I didn't catch it. If this is the more than the first time it happened, but it's the first time I caught it, man. So Mummy took an L in the ruck. It's important. It's funny and it's important because when Mummy wasn't there, they had Tom Green in the ruck. He's very undersized to be a ruck, and he was getting dominated. And I think that was pretty important in this game. I think Port was able to dominate the field position in the beginning of the game. They weren't really moving as smooth as they could, but they got the ball more towards their side, and the ball kind of lived in that half for a second, actually for a little while. I think GWS came out in the second quarter better offensively, and they kind of made it a game, and it was going back and forth. GWS just had too many turnovers, really, at the end of the day. They did turn it over a lot. They didn't move the ball as clean as they would have liked. I think they were decent enough to be, as far as efficiency inside the 50, but they didn't give themselves enough chances due to them turnovers. When the game was a game, though, I think Port's forwards weren't really involved in the game, like Fantasia, Charlie Dixon when he wasn't pushing off, Georgiadis, he wasn't really there when they weren't doing much. Who else am I missing? Todd. No, I call this boy Todd. I think it's Nick. Is it Nick or Todd Marshall, bro? It's one of them. I don't know what the fuck. He look like a Todd, but I think it's Nick. But yeah, you really don't see them as involved as much when GWS was in the contest. But that's when they kind of broke away. Another thing, Sam Reed got injured. I think that's payback for when he elbowed Fife in the face. Ben saying he's a dirty player. Some shit happened to him this game. So I think that's karma. Also, that boy Jacob Hopper got kicked in the face trying to smother the ball, that shit. So, another dude that got knocked out this week, that shit looked kind of bad. Yeah, that's all I got from this game, man. Port beating up on the little boys, as usual. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, that's all the games there. Let's see what this ladder looking like real quick.
I do got a stat. It says 8 of the last 10 premieres, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come from the qualifying final. 2 versus 3. 8 of the last premieres.
Came from the qualifying.
So 2 versus 3. So if you're in a 2v3,
yeah. Oh shit.
8 of the last 10.
That's the case. It might be Geelong. No. I hope not, bro. I hope Freo gets dropped out, bro. I'm really not confident in our spot. I can honestly see Essendon and y'all creeping into the top spot.
That'd be wild.
Well, the 7 and 8 spot. Because we've been playing like ass. Freo is ass. half of GWS is hurt. Richmond been playing like ass.
What you cooking?
And St. Kilda just too. They not reliable enough, bro.
They play Sydney this week.
Yeah, them boys out there.
Okay, you stay on there and I go to the fiction. Geelong GWS, bro.
Shit. GWS got a tough rest of the season.
We got Gold Coast.
Y'all, I can see y'all getting that done, moving up, bro.
Richmond playing North.
I think North gonna win that shit too.
Adelaide Port. No.
I don't know.
St. Kilda, Sydney.
I think Sydney winning there.
Magpies, Hawks.
This game don't matter at all.
Dogs, Essendon.
No,
Lions, Freo.
Lions.
I don't know, man. Freo might win that shit. Lions sorry as hell right now.
They have been playing ass, but
I hope Brisbane win. In an ideal world, Brisbane win. And look, everything works Carlton's way again. Wait, where y'all niggas at?
Shit, we played in Melbourne.
Oh. Sorry about that. Nigga, if Carlton, nigga, this might be a week where third week, Carlton gets what they need, bruh.
Y'all looking like, as far as the lineups, the games being played, bro, y'all looking good.
Nigga, we can get in the 8 with a win and a Freo loss. Oh, I wish they played somebody tougher than Brisbane though.
Brisbane gonna have to win some games. Brisbane getting too close to.
They solid. They
yeah,
safe.
They safe.
Unfortunately. Damn, that's how we ass. All these teams are 9 through 12, 13. Ass.
This shit's not looking promising at all, bro.
I'm excited, nigga.
All we got is one. We gotta get one more win, bro. Is one more win gonna secure us, bro?
Shit. Richmond, they say Richmond gotta win out though.
Yeah, I think so. One more will put us at 44. I think we would be good. So we get our win against Freo. Hopefully we can creep one out against Melbourne or Brisbane.